All right. Wow. That's it's a lot of emotions from that one. Flyers lose 4-3 in overtime to the Islanders. I'm not gonna rant like I did last game. They get a point. They're back in third. Fedotov comes in. That's the two good things that come out of this one. Very important back-to-back this weekend. Every game is important. And this one was so important. If you win in regulation, the odds skyrocketed. If they win in over, they get a point out of it. The Islanders stay alive essentially, and I don't even know, man. Like, it's so frustrating because you have a couple of really good moments. The first period was good. In a blip of 18 seconds, it wasn't, but the first period overall was good. Second period was horrible. Quite frankly, to be pretty blunt, they didn't do anything with the second period. They honestly killed it. Islanders got the goal. Fedotov made some huge saves. Huge saves. I mean, it could have been 5-2 Islanders at one point. It's just frustrating. It really is. I mean, to have a season like this and look so promising for so long, and then to blow it against Montreal, Chicago, and the Islanders, like it doesn't even make sense. Like it just doesn't even it doesn't even compute in my head. It's like, how? Like I don't even I can't even begin to fathom how you do that. Like, yeah, the power play's been bad, the penalty kill's been struggling, but like, 𝐏𝐿 can't stay healthy. Drysdale was bad tonight after he comes back from injury. And look, granted, the guy he hasn't played in almost a month, so that's probably a little over a month. Fine. That is what it is. But I mean, 2 plays on him that kill. I'm sorry, the overtime goal was not on Frost, in my opinion. It was an absolute grenade from Drysdale that you knew was going to skip up on Frost, and it really any way he played it. It wasn't a good pass. Let's be honest. I mean, I think both guys are going to obviously take credit for it, but it wasn't a good pass to begin with. So there's that. They tie it late. The resilience. They don't quit. Obviously, they obviously do not quit. But they don't get the goal in overtime when you needed it most, and they actually had possession. They still started overtime with the same frustrating group of, I believe it was Lawton, Forrester, and Sanheim. I don't understand why that's still a thing. And it ends up biting them in the behind with Frost and Drysdale out there anyway. So, take that for what it is. It's frustrating. The Red Wings win, but the Flyers get a point, so they're in third. Capitals play tomorrow. They play Buffalo. Flyers play Buffalo Friday. Need a Sabres win. I'm going to be a huge Sabres fan tomorrow. Need them to win bad. It's just not. It's so unfortunate. I mean, to go into this and have such a, I mean, Christ, a meaningful game in April is something that I would have dreamed of for this season. Like, absolutely dreamed of. And now it's like you get it, and it's just floating away. It is just floating away, and it's so frustrating. Like, as the fan in me is just like, please make it. I want to see playoff hockey, right? And then I look at the big picture, and I'm like, there's a lot of teaching moments in this season, and there's Fedotov and all the guys that have played well throughout the year, and getting big moments, and you have Drysdale, right? You get him in the middle of the season. I mean, there's so many little things, and then just to have these games, it's just I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's just, they get a point, thankfully. I don't know the actual number now if it went up. I'm assuming it did, considering they moved up a spot and they're actually in a divisional spot now. But it's just like, there's only so much I can say. I mean, the way it ends is just, it's so brutal. To tie it with 9 seconds left and then it just end like that is just, it's just not good. And then no Couturier, you don't even get an update for him throughout the game. I'm assuming he's probably done for the year. That didn't look good. I don't want to play doctor, but if I had to assume, I mean, it's just unreal. It really is. I mean, it's so unfortunate to have such a season like this, and it's just slowly dwindling away, and there's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately, because they really control their own fate. If they had won two of these 3 games and they got 5 out of 6, I would have felt much better. But the fact that they've only got 1 and are on 0-3-2 in their last 5, a 5-game losing streak, again, to Chicago, Montreal, and the Islanders, that's the frustrating part about the whole thing. It's not the fact that they're losing. If they're losing, okay, fine. They're not that good of a team anyway. But the fact that you're losing to Montreal, Chicago, and the Islanders, of all 3 teams to play against, after you just managed some points and had a huge win against the Boston Bruins not that long ago, and also, by the way, played in an absolute shootout of a game against the New York Rangers, yeah, you should be able to win these games, and they're not. And that's the frustrating part of it. If you're looking at the future side of this, Fedotov came in, looked really well. 𝐅𝐎𝐔𝐑, again, has proven over and over and over and over again that he clearly is not ready for the big game. And that's fine. I have no issue with that whatsoever. 𝐅𝐎𝐔𝐑 was not even supposed to be in this spot this year. Not once was 𝐅𝐎𝐔𝐑 supposed to be a guy to play in any sort of situation like this in meaningful games in April and be the starting goaltender for this team. Not a chance. Not a single chance. It was supposed to be Carter Hart. But with the other things that happened, that's not the case. So 𝐅𝐎𝐔𝐑 comes in. What happens? I think it's pretty clear he's not ready. Pretty clear. I mean, the guy is giving up a soft goal in just about every game. You know, there's always one you can argue that's like, oh, it's the defense or it's him. And then there's the one that's like, yeah, that's on 𝐅𝐿𝐼𝐶. The second one from Horvat, that's on 𝐅𝐿𝐼𝐶. Was it a bad play from Drysdale? Yes. But for a guy who hasn't played in about a month or so, yeah, I'm gonna give him a little bit of a pass there, I guess, because again, he hasn't played in about a month. So that's on 𝐅𝐿𝐼𝐶. As for, and also just to clear that up too, it's a stoppable puck. I mean, he's down. It's a clear sight. He gives up way too many clear-sighted shots where he just gets picked apart. This happened in the second year of Hart's tenure too. It's not ideal, and you can't have it at this time of the year. You can't have 2 goals in 18 seconds in a blip. You can't have it. And of course, they get a goal, and then they don't have one single even strength shot for the rest of the second period. How? How is that possible? To the New York Islanders, of all teams in the NHL, 1 even strength shot for the rest of the period. Or I think it was 1. I think it wasn't even even strength. It was on the power play, of all things. And that is going to cost you. It's like, what are we doing? It's like, you want to make the playoffs or not? It's just, I don't even know what to say. Like, you have, like, so many good games this year and good moments and oh my God. And it's just, it's all just going to go to nothing now. The whole thing. And yes, is it a great teaching moment? For sure. It's a great thing for this team to battle and fight and always have an answer for whatever comes their way. But when you completely piss it away against, again, Montreal, Chicago, and the Islanders, that's the problem. That is the problem with this. It's not the fact that you're losing, and yes, you're not supposed to be a good team, but you're blowing it against teams that suck. That's the point. It's unbelievable. I don't even know what else to say. It's like, oh my God. And, you know, again, if you want to get technical and look at the future and all that, Fedotov was great. He made some great saves. He looked really good. You know, he was huge in this. Again, he was huge in the second period. He's the only reason that they got the overtime. Because the Flyers dominated the third, and I was really happy with the third period. It just felt like a loss. Like, everything was to the outside. They couldn't get a single puck through, and then they get some scramble goal late, and then overtime happens, and it's like, we just don't know how to play in overtime. And it's incredible to me how they don't know how to play in overtime. With the skill of Couturier, when healthy, Konechny, Farabee, Frost, Tippett, Drysdale, Cates, I don't even know, Palin, whoever. It doesn't matter who I'm talking about. Guys who have speed, can skill, can shoot, the whole thing. I mean, it doesn't matter at that point. It's 3-on-3 overtime. Get space and score. That's all you got to do. And they don't even know how to do the retrieval. It's the same thing with the power play. The power play kills them in every game. It is unbelievable to me how Sorry, phone died. Yeah, I mean, it's just to keep it short and sweet. That is just brutal, an absolutely brutal loss. I mean, what else can I say? Yeah. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I mean, it's the same things that just over and over and over again. So that's all I got. Thanks everybody again for all the support as always. Make sure to check out Maher Media and all the things that we do. Again, thanks everybody for all the support as always, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.